These are the 5 things that could potentially be costing you thousands of dollars in savings every single year. Thousands of dollars you can invest in the stock market or just put towards a house or any sort of other asset and grow your wealth instead. The number one thing, and this affects everybody including myself, is eating out or just through deliveries. Using delivery services like Uber Eats, DoorDash, Foodpanda can amount to thousands of dollars, and according to research, the average American alone spends around $2,500 eating outside. The kicker though is that $1,000 amongst this $2,500 is pure service fees. Fees like delivery fees, service charges, tips, and other fees account for more than $1,000 of this entire spend. And I'll use myself as an example and an order I just had. I like Booster Juice. This is sort of a healthy juice option we have here in Canada. I got this recently through Uber Eats and it cost me $23. Sounds like a lot, but if you look at the price itself, it's only $10 for the actual smoothie, and the delivery charges, the service fees, and the tip and everything amounts for more than $13. This is the same for a lot of my past Uber Eats orders and fees that I could have avoided if I simply went in to dine or picked it up. If I analyze my history of orders, my average order amounts to around $30 to $35 per person, of which around $10 to $15 is pure fees and tips. I'm not saying you should never eat out. I eat out on average roughly twice a week, but if you can, you should go in to eat or just pick it up on your way back from work or wherever you're coming from. If you do some math and break it down, let's say that your average order is $30 to $35 and you do 2 orders per week, that's $70 a week times 52, which equates to roughly $3,640, out of which $1,200 are going to be purely fees. Avoid these fees, eat at home, cook at home, and just don't give your money to these corporations that are not even giving it to the cooks and the restaurant. They're just taking it for their own profit. The second, and in my opinion, the most underrated thing is subscription overload. This is a staggering number. When I did my research, I found out that the average American spends $219 on subscriptions. A number that completely blew my mind. That is more than $200, but when I thought about it, it actually does make sense. We have subscriptions for everything. We just talked about getting deliveries. There's also the TV side with Disney Plus, Netflix, Amazon, whatever you have. Then comes your software, your VPN. There's so many subscriptions, and this model is profitable for the businesses, which is why every business has actually switched to it. The consumer ends up losing more money in the long run. Using myself as a guinea pig again, I did some research on my own subscriptions and I found some very useless subscriptions that I don't even use. For example, ExpressVPN. I got charged for this and I have been getting charged for this for the last few months because I got it when I was traveling. But I haven't used it since I traveled, so I have to cancel it. I just didn't because I just got too busy, and perhaps I looked at it and I said, it's only $12, why spend time canceling this? But these $12 add up. I also found this Google One subscription that I don't really need, this Microsoft Office subscription, and a few others that I haven't even used per month. And I ended up actually canceling some and saving $80 just through canceling. I know $80 doesn't sound like a lot, but compounded through the months and months I've been paying these can amount to thousands of dollars throughout the year. Don't be in my situation. Cancel your subscriptions if you don't use them, and there's tools out there to help you with this. There's Rocket Money, there's Truebill. I'm sure there's tools available throughout the world, whatever country you're in, but do get a handle on your subscriptions. Make sure you're only keeping the ones that you actually use, and don't be like me. Do not spend $80 per month on some things that you haven't touched in months. The third category, and perhaps the most sinister one, is banking and credit card fees, something that's costing people thousands of dollars throughout the course of the year. My biggest disclaimer here is credit cards are not free money. Unfortunately, you still have to pay your credit card interest back. Do not carry a balance on your credit card. According to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, the average interest on a credit card is 20%, which means that just a balance of $2,000, which doesn't seem like a lot, can cost you $400 in interest. And not just that, some people also treat overdraft as free money. You get charged for tapping into your overdraft and you have to pay all of that money back. The most underrated fees here is the actual bank maintenance fee. For example, if you have a regular checking account, there could be hidden fees associated if you don't have enough money in the bank. If you have more than a certain limit, these fees are not applied, but if you don't, you're gonna get charged a few dollars every single month just for keeping money in the bank. My only tip is do not have multiple banks. Have a few banks, but meet the minimum threshold for not getting charged, or open up free bank accounts. A simple but exaggerated example could be that you don't know that you're running low on balance and you buy a coffee or a meal outside that goes into your overdraft. Because you don't have money, you're gonna get charged overdraft fees, bank maintenance fees, and might even get charged interest if you put that on your credit card. Banks are not your friends. These financial institutions are not your friends. Look out for yourself, maintain a minimum balance. Do not treat credit cards as free money. Pay them off every single month. and be careful of your overdraft. Before we go to perhaps the biggest drain on your savings, if you're enjoying this video so far and learning something, do not forget to subscribe and smash the like button. We do this every single week. We cover more ways to make money online, more ways to grow your wealth and increase your savings. The fourth thing is simply impulse buying and impulse shopping, which has been exacerbated by TikTok and social media. There's thousands of creators pumping out this sort of content, and now there's even a thing called Whatnot, where the entire point of the app is influencers open up products and getting you to buy them on live streaming. We live in a very consumeristic world where everything is based on consumption and how much you consume. You have to take a step back here and actually figure out if this consumption is good for you or not. Slick Deals did a comprehensive study and found out that the average American spends $155 on impulse purchases. That adds up to around $1,860 per year, nearly $2,000 on stuff that they really did not need. Advertisers target people online because they know that they're in that consumption mindset. Everything is at a click of a button. This is the last deal, 50% off, get this new product. They try to create this artificial demand for things that does not exist. The biggest tip I have is use the 24-hour rule. This is something that I've used many times in my life to avoid big purchases. I've saved more than $1,000 because I like music, I like going to concerts, and every time someone comes to town, I'm like, I have to go watch this guy. But then I realized I don't. They don't even know who I am. I'm just one of 50,000 people in the crowd. Why am I giving this person $500? Concerts are expensive. Why am I giving this person $500 if they don't even know my name? I should not be giving everybody $500. That's my point. If I really like someone, that's another point, but that is where the 24-hour rule comes in. Every time I'm making a big purchase, I wait 24 hours and see if I really wanted 24 hours from that time. If I do, I go ahead with it. But most times, 99.9% of the times, you'll realize that you don't really want that thing. You just had that impulse because the advertisers created that impulse. One more tip that's worked really well for me is deleting all shopping apps from my phone. This just works really well because you don't scroll Instagram and then you get hit with a Zara ad or H&M ad. If you like clothes, if you like boots, whatever, you have those apps downloaded on your phone already. You can click on the ad and it directs you to the app. Everything is in your cart already. It's just one click. Your credit card is already saved. Your Apple Pay is already loaded. It's just too easy. Just delete the apps from your phone, and that way you have that sort of friction that you've created for yourself artificially that prevents you from spending a lot of money. Do this for yourself. Track your Amazon purchases. Create a wants versus needs list. See if most of your purchases fit in the needs category or the wants category. If it's the needs category, it's fine. If it's the want side, you might have some thinking to do. The fifth thing, and I think this is underrated but a very big way for people to lose money, is unused gym memberships. People sign up for gym memberships, fitness classes, or other workout classes that they never use. Studies show that most people stop going to the gym 3 to 4 months after which they join. And this is what the entire industry is built on. Cheap initiation fees, cheap monthly memberships, just to get you in, knowing that you'll never show up. Now keep in mind, if you go regularly, this is completely okay. You don't have to cancel your gym membership because you're making full use of it. If you go 4 times a week, 5 times a week, you are getting your money's worth. You're actually one of few people causing them to lose money. So good job. But if you're not going, the good thing is cancel the membership, save yourself hundreds of dollars down the line, and go to something that you're actually passionate about. Not everybody has to go to the gym to stay fit. If you like running, just go outside and run. If you like sports, play volleyball, play basketball, tennis, whatever you like. But do things that you're passionate about for staying fit. You don't have to go to the gym. Don't feel like you have to, and save yourself hundreds of dollars. Just cancel the gym membership. The sixth one, and I'll throw this in as a bonus. I know I said 5, but I think it's important to talk about. In my research doing this, the one thing that came up again and again is car payments. This is very subjective depending on your income. You probably could afford a $500, $600 lease, or even more than that. I know that there's some leases for $1,000. If you're making $8,000 a month, that is not a lot for you. But do not get a car lease or a car payment that you cannot afford. Furthermore, since cars are depreciating assets, get a reliable used car instead. As soon as you drive the car off the lot, the car that you bought for $70,000, it's gonna fall 30% in value. Save yourself that trouble, save yourself that depreciation, and buy a good used car. There's tons of websites out there in every country selling good used cars. There's really no excuse not to do at least your research before deciding what to purchase. Just as an example, a lot of leases for luxury cars are in the $500 to $700 range, but if you get a good used car, you could go as low as $300. That alone could save you nearly $5,000 every single year, something that you could put towards your savings or invest in the market and let it grow. And maybe this doesn't apply for everybody, but if you can, buy a used car in cash. Do not spend lease money or get a loan for a car. The interest just doesn't make sense in the long term, being in the high teens. There's a lot of good used cars out there for affordable prices. Even if you have to get a lease, get a good used car lease. These things that we talked about can lead to thousands of dollars every single year bleeding from your bank account. And just as an example, if you save, let's say, even $8,000 every single year by following all of these steps, put that in the market in the S&P 500 or an index of your choice, it grows on average 10%, which it has for the past decades. You'd have given yourself a cool $1 million when you retire 30 years down the line. Not bad for a few minor tweaks in your lifestyle. If you enjoyed this video, do not forget to smash the like button and subscribe. We do this every single week. We cover finance topics, how to make more money online, how to save more, grow your wealth, with the goal of always being transparent and honest. My goal is to bring transparency to a niche which is full of scammers. Unfortunately, I don't have a course, I don't have anything to sell you. I'm just a guy trying to make some money online and grow my wealth. I'll see you next week.